Hi everybody, this is your reading for Wednesday the 25th of October. It's really nice to be with you. I'm using the Truth Seekers Tarot again today because I used it last week and I enjoyed it so much that I'm going to use the cards again, and you can see how clean they are because I never used them. It must have got lost somewhere. So I'm going to use this again. And if this is the first one of my videos that you're watching, you're very welcome. I do this every day and I choose 3 cards to give you an insight into the day's energy and what you'll be working with. So let's have a look at what today is about. Okay, so we've got swords and wands, which is air and fire. The 4 of swords is about preparation. It's about letting things organically grow. In this case, we've got these swords kind of protecting these beautiful trees and these flowers. Usually it's a guy lying in a church with 3 swords dangling over him, and he's holding one of the swords. It's about meditation, and it's about preparation, and it's about getting ready to act and gathering your thoughts in a way. The next card is the 6 of Swords. And the 6 of Swords looks chaotic, doesn't it? It looks like things haven't gone very well. One of the swords is dangling up there. We've got some severed kind of pieces of head armor. One of the swords is stuck in the ground. The gates are still shut and these are stuck there. So something hasn't worked. If this was a siege, if people were trying to get in there, they failed. So the thinking way of doing it, the preparation in your head, and then executing it is not going to work very well. What's going to work much better is the 7 of Wands, because the 7 of Wands is about harvest season. It's about getting the fruits of your labor and really having the kind of goal and success and achievement that you wanted to in this case, but it's a whole different attitude because look at these 2 cards. They look very similar. This just looks like a mess. So on this day, don't go into the head and try and make strategic plans, and especially if it's me versus them. I have thought about this for a long time. I deserve this. I want more than this bit of land. I want this castle as well. I am going to grab it for myself. I'm going to be aggressive and I'm going to use all my intellectual skills, and I'm going to talk my way through it, and I'm going to manipulate, and I'm going to influence other people so that I can get what I want, or simply I'm going to use brute force to get people to do what I want. It's not going to work today. 6 of Swords is a disaster, and no matter how much you plan and how much you try and figure out the way forward, it's not the best way of moving ahead. What is the good way of moving ahead is to listen to what your heart says, and to get out of the head space into your heart space, and to feel what the fire for the day is, what your heart is burning about. What is it that you really want? You've got the time to kind of contemplate and relax here. So instead of focusing on the things that you can gain and grab from others for yourself, or from the world for yourself, what about the things that are within you? Because this space is inside of you. It's very calm when you're looking at it from an intellectual perspective and you're thinking, there's not very much there. But if you look at the same space from an emotional life purpose and passion perspective, it's very, very full. It's very rich. There's a lot there. So the answers that you seek, the riches that you seek today, aren't outside of you in the actual world. So the good news is that you don't have to get into conflict with anyone. You don't have to put anyone down. You don't have to compete. You don't have to try and make yourself look better or bigger or present. All you have to do is look inward and say, what are my own riches that I've got within? Because you have a multitude of riches. You've got a lot of focus and fire and passion about certain things. And it's interesting because the last 2 days have also been kind of along the line of, what is it that I truly desire, and what is it that I can really make with my life, and how am I going to do that? And yeah, so the last couple of days have all been very similar in terms of, yes, you're progressing spiritually, but there are different ways of doing that. Sometimes we have to go to, other people and ask them for help. Sometimes we have to go to institutions and get their approval. Sometimes we have to just do things independently and be in combat mode against someone we feel is in our way. But the cards on this day and in general are saying that the biggest treasure chest that you've got is in you. It's already inside of you. All of these beautiful little flowers have opened, and what you're seeing is these sad little tiny daisies. They're not. You're full of fire, you're full of passion, and this is really the stuff that's going to motivate you and that's going to get you to a place of power and light and energy and passion and fulfillment and joy. So ignore other people today, really. Ignore the demands made on you. Ignore the things that you want to get from other people for yourself. Don't compete. Look within. Ask yourself the true hard question, what is it that I want? And if it seems impossible, then try and take it. I mean, for instance, let's say one of my dreams has always been to move somewhere beautiful and sunny by the beach where they have great weather all year round, and to leave behind my existing location and to go to this place and to be happy and to possibly meet someone and to live out my days happily, for instance. Okay, that could be a dream and fantasy that I've got. And as soon as I think of that, I see this as a doorway that's closed to me. I won't be able to go there because of the visa situation. What if I get bored of all the sunshine? I've got very European skin. I'm going to get a sunburn. I'm going to, I've got moles. What if they turn cancerous? These are the kind of things I think about. What if I don't meet that perfect person in this new place, and then I'm all alone in this foreign country with no friends, with no people around me? And yes, I've acted on my passions, but where's the guarantee that I'm going to get what I want? So this abundance and this wonderful richness of fire and passion suddenly looks like a shut gate. And that's the problem a lot of the time, because we all have hopes and dreams, but it's like, oh, it's impossible, I'm never going to make it. And sometimes we can't make it when we do it on our own, because this is all ego and this is all our mind. If I'm in charge, if my mind is in charge of my life, then I work as a journalist, and I work as a school teacher, and I work as a, I can't even remember what my other job was. I work in finance, and those are the things that I think are going to get me to where I want to go, but they don't. They're easier anyway, but they're not going to make me happy. So the message for today is, even if your dreams seem almost impossible and really hard to achieve, and like you're never going to make it, maintain those dreams and look at them and say, do you know what? Fine. I am going to look at the visa situation, see if that's possible. I'm going to research where it's sunny all year round. I'm going to look at where there's a community of people who are like-minded, where there's potential for me to meet a partner, and I'm going to do one step at a time. So this is the message for the day, but it's also a message for your whole life, really. The things that the ego presents you with as, do this quickly, hurt someone else because you'll get a whole castle out of it and screw everyone else, that is, that's the way of the world. That's what we have in politics at the moment. That's the way most people do it. And it's not the right way to do it, because one, you're harming other people. What goes around comes around. And second of all, you're not going to be satisfied with what you've got. The courage to pursue these really difficult dreams, especially if they seem impossible, that can only be maintained if you ask your higher power or your guides, your angels, your ancestors for help. And you say to them, I have got this amazing dream of, I am 55 years old and I'm a single woman, and I've got this amazing dream of having a child of my own, and it's impossible, but I really, really want it. I want to be a mother bear to my little child, and it's not going to work. So that will be in itself very demoralizing and depressing, but the reality is that it can work. It can work through adoption. It can work through finding a partner who already has his children and being an amazing step parent. It can be through some sort of, I don't know, frozen embryo, in vitro, IVF, fertilization, whatever. It may seem impossible, but the message is don't give up on your impossible dreams, because those are the ones that are going to really fulfill you, and you have to ask for help to sustain them and maintain them, because your ego isn't enough fuel, isn't going to take you far enough to achieve these things. And you really want this gate to swing open and to frolic through these fields and these meadows and to just run around laughing, because everything you've ever dreamt of you have now got. But it's going to involve a journey. And it's interesting that yesterday we also had this woman who was really, really strong and who had to overcome obstacles to get to where she wanted to go. So that seems to be the theme at the moment, that yes, your emotions are at the surface and you kind of know what it is you want, but getting those things isn't always just a matter of snapping your fingers and having them delivered to you on a silver platter. Sometimes we have to work for these things, and that's what the cards are saying. If you want it, if you dream it, don't despair. If you do despair, ask for help, and then go for it and keep doing it. And don't settle for the thing that's easy and that seems good in the right now. Settle for the thing that you really, truly want that seems almost impossible, and don't allow yourself to stop before you get there. I always look at this in terms of there's a road, okay? There's a road to success, and success is at the very end. But on this road, there are lots of laybys. One of the laybys is marriage to a man that you don't really love, but who's got lots of money and who'll protect you. Another layby is a crappy little job that pays very well that you despise, but that provides you security. Another lay-by is alcoholism and drug taking, because then you don't feel anything and you're happy all the time in any case, and you don't need to worry about real life anymore. Get out of those lay-bys, get back on the road to your real success, face the difficulty of what life is. Life is hard sometimes, unfortunately. I remember I was a school teacher and this kid was complaining to me non-stop, and I said, yeah, life is really hard, I get it. And he looked at me and he said, it may be for you. I thought that was such an insult. He had no idea. It was like this 12-year-old kid telling me that I thought that life was hard and it was easy for him. It may be easy for him. Who knows? We'll see how his life turns out. But for most of us, life is not this easy little thing. And we have to sometimes knock on the gate and push and really work hard for the gate to open so that we can get through to where we want to go. And this is one of those days. So it's another thing that my father used to say, which used to irritate me, which was that it builds character. My response was always, I've got more than enough character to deal with, thank you very much. I can barely stand my own head. I don't need to build more of myself. So number-wise, we've got 4 and 6 is 10, and 7 is 17. 1 and 7 is 8, and 8 is power in numerology. You have the power to do this, okay? Don't settle for achievable nothing little dreams that you know aren't going to satisfy you. Aim for the top, aim for the best, and keep trucking along, keep going, don't give up, and when you falter and when you feel despair and you don't feel like you can do it, ask for help. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you'd like a private reading with me, then please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to audio reading. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel. It's free of charge. And in my private readings, I use the astrology and tarot and numerology. The astrology gives me a blueprint of your soul. So I'm able to really see what your life purpose is, what your vocational aptitudes are, what your soul mission is, work-wise, what your strengths and weaknesses are, and in all areas of your life. And we can also have a look at what's coming up for you in future in all of these areas: money, finance, belonging. So if you're interested in that, then please get in touch via the website. Have a wonderful day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.